Hello and welcome to Boulder Rotary. We are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we'll do the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? So you may sit down, except do we have any visiting Rotarians? You can keep standing. All right. Now, we're going to have you look into this camera right here, so then the rest of our group can see you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Phyllis Hancock with Boulder Valley Rotary.
Welcome. Any other visiting Rotarians? Okay, now we're going to have guests. If all the guests could stand up, we'll start here with Michael Weatherwax.
We need to look at the camera. Yeah. I'm pleased to have as my guest today Linda Nels. Linda and I go back into the 1980s when I was old and she was about 5 years old or something like that when I first met her. She is a former CPA. That's where the context in which I met her, and now she's a real estate agent. And is, in fact, the one who helped me sell, my wife and I sell our house in Boulder right before the flood. And our house got flooded, but it wasn't our house anymore. So this is Linda Nels.
Thank you. Welcome, Linda Nels. All right, here we have Rocky.
Good afternoon, everybody. My guest is Susan Young. Susan's a transplant from Cape Cod. She's a degreed chemist, an entrepreneur, and a business owner. She is a neighbor of mine at the Carolina Retirement Community and a very good friend and a music lover.
Oh. Welcome, Sue Young. Okay, Dan Shear.
I'm happy to have as my guest today Ann Schmiesing. She is the Dean of the Graduate School at CU Boulder. And she's here today because her daughter has been in RILA. Her father has been a longtime Rotarian. And as of 5 o'clock this afternoon, she will officially be a Red Badger here.
Welcome, Ann. All right, and we have Bobby here in the corner.
Thank you, Teresa. Madam President, I'd like to introduce to you the persons who have been selected as Students of the Month at Boulder High School. And to my left is Julia Kamensky and Tor Holk, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm a junior at Boulder High, and I'm a part of the mountain bike team, and I also play trumpet in the jazz band. So that's what I do there. I haven't given a whole lot of thought to what I'm doing after I graduate high school, but I'm thinking maybe something with writing or something like that. I don't know. Still on the journey, I guess.
Hi, I'm Tor. I just want to say thank you to all here for having us. It's great. I'm also a junior at Boulder High. I'm also on the mountain bike team. I also do swim and dive. And currently I'm interning at PISEC up at CU, if any of you know of that, where I'm helping teach underrepresented kids science throughout the community. As for the future, I'm thinking of going into biomedical engineering or consumer product design or business. I have a lot of interest, so I'm excited for what's to come. Thank you again.
Have we missed any other visitors? Okay, on with the show.
Great. Thank you so much, Teresa. At this point, I'd like to give a little information. We've had family news, and in our Rotary family, it is just that. We have the gains and we have the losses. You may have seen this week about Joe Maurer, who is our honorary oldest member, 103. His tenure in this club of 60 years is more than some of our members' ages. So to put in perspective about Joe, he was incredible. Those of you who have been around for a couple of years might have remembered him coming with his floppy kind of straw hat, and he would stand and deliver his birthday message. What I would like to have, if any of you were ever part of a committee that he was involved in or an event, if you could let me know that. I'm thinking I'd like to write a letter to the editor about remembering Joe, because in the write-up on the front page of the camera, they didn't get Rotary. They did get it in the obituary, and I would like to, at least if we know some of the involvements, we haven't been able to track that down, but if you have that, I'd appreciate knowing anything that you might have remembered about that. And then the second one, Grant Hickman, a Rotarian member, his father Jerry passed away, I would say to some degree unexpectedly, on Monday in Arizona. So I have addresses for both the Maurer family, Grant, and his mom, Dory. So we certainly keep those respective families in our thoughts and prayers at this rather tender time. Next would be Rotary Institute, Rotary Leadership Institute, affectionately known as RLI. So those of you who are listed on the back of the agenda who have participated in an RLI Institute, would you please stand and let's see how many of you there are. There should be about 18 of you. But they're not all here today. Okay. Well, and then Charlotte and Lindsay were the latest to go through. I think if, congratulations on that. You can indeed see the listing of all of the folks who have gone through over many years. And so we appreciate that involvement. I heard the word that there's a concern that if you go to that means you're going to be president. And some people are a little skeptical of that opportunity. So I think they're changing it to education or something to that effect. But anyway, it's a wonderful way to learn more about Rotary, and I would encourage those of you who are interested to let us know that. And then let's go into the raffle. The raffle is back, and I need to draw something from our designer hat.
You have to draw.
Okay, I have to draw. Okay. If anybody who, let's see, those, oh, I've got two. If you have a ticket that has a 2, the third number from the right, would you please stand? Take a look at your tickets. If you've got a 2, the third number from the right. Okay, if your next number going right is a 3, remain standing, please. And if you happen to have a 1, you can remain standing. Aha, very good. Okay. And today, because the way that our raffle is now, it's 50-50. You are $81.50 to the richer for however you choose to spend it. Nope. Well, you just look handsome and say thank you, and we'll get your money to you. Thanks so much. Thanks for all of you. As noted, this, I think hopefully you know this, but it's worth saying over and over that the raffle money does go to help support our scholarship programs. We have at least 3 of the ones that are major to us, vocational for our high school students going on to some skilled training. We have the resident scholarship program, study abroad, just for starters. So it's wonderful that you can help and support in that way. Before I introduce Dan, sure to introduce Jeremy and the singers, I'd like to share something that I heard, and this was when Greg Gentry's choral studies folks for doing a program for the Music Advisory Board. And I put a quote from one of the students at the bottom of the agenda, Jordan Hughes Sam. But I thought what he wrote about music was apropos of today. So it reads as follows. As most musicians can tell you, there are moments when playing or singing that your sense of self vanishes and you feel infinite. In the face of violence, beauty and music can encourage people to move beyond being the center of their own world and in turn inspire behavior that is fairer, more considerate, and less selfish. Music has the ability to radically decenter a person, making them more aware of something larger and more profound than any individual. It brings people together, both as individuals and as a community, and it promotes understanding and collaboration between different cultures. That was Jordan, and he's a master's student in choral conducting. So Dan, if you do the honors.
Shall I talk over that? It's become a tradition at Rotary for at least the last 20 years for the CU College of Music Opera Theater singers to give a performance to the Rotary Club as a kind of a Valentine gift. And I'm so pleased that they have renewed that presence again today. The opera theater singers are the elite group of graduate singers at the College of Music. And they represent the college in various and sundry outreach performances throughout the year and do a magnificent job of it, as you're about to see. Their leader, Jeremy Rigor, is not only their accompanist, as you will see today, but he is also their music director and guides them in interpretation of the songs and all other matters related to coaching. And we're very fortunate to have him as a faculty member at the College of Music. So this always coincides with a gala that the singers present as a fundraiser and a friend raiser. And we've been so fortunate at the college to have this wonderful partnership with the Academy. And I'd like to thank publicly Gary Berg, who's here today, for hosting the gala, for covering so much of the expenses of the gala so that more of the proceeds comes back to the college to help with scholarships and other forms of student support. And so we're very pleased to also say that at this point, the Opera Gala, which can hold, I don't know, Gary, is it 120? 135. It's been sold out for about 3 weeks now. So would you join me in thanking Gary for this? And now, without further ado, I'll turn the program over to Jeremy Rigor and the Opera Theater Singers.
Hello, thank you all for the invite to come here. It's something we look forward to every year. We want to start first by telling you a little bit about our season programming with Eklund Opera. And we'll do that in a song.
Once upon a time, in a not so far away land, a beautiful town sparkled among the mountains. The townspeople there had everything their hearts desired, and yet they were still busy, stressed, and frantic. Then, one winter's afternoon, a group of strange characters came to town to help the townsfolk cope with the complexities of their lives. And so they began to sing. Now, at first, the townsfolk rejected these strange characters, for who could learn to really love opera? Look there, she posed the girl, strange, no question, deeply distracted in town. Singing opera all the time, cause the music's so divine. There's not denying she's a funny girl, that girl. Sweetie, how is your family? Sweetie, how is your wife? There was a farmer and his wife, and she was beautiful. A foolish farmer and his wife, she was his reason and his life, and she was beautiful, and she was virtuous, and he was naive. I made a shame, I wouldn't go there. I spent my little provincial life. Provincial? I don't feel provincial. I feel pretty. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and pretty and pretty. I'm pretty. And it was sweet. Shining, oh so shining, I'm shining, I'm so pretty, and I believe I'm singing opera all the time, it should really be a crime. What a puzzle to the rest of us is well. Now it's no wonder that she likes the opera. The plots have got no parallel. The show seemed rather neat, it's just like a treat. I don't know if I can go and see. You really should just go and see. You really should just go and see our show. So, that's exactly what I need to relax. Come with me, my friends. Come to Maxine's. I go off to Maxine's. The palace The upper stage is really neat. It's such a lovely way to spend your life. I'm sure I can't tell you why. It will be grand, I guarantee. Yes, I can. If there's some time, come see us. What you like to see us. Seasons opera has a strange but special. I'm most intrigued to do. You should really come and see. This season is a funny one. This season is a scary one. This season is a royal one.
Thank you. So that gives you a little taste of some of the shows we're working on. We did Merry Widow in the fall, and currently we're doing a production of Sweeney Todd, which will be in mid-March, and then Handel's Ariadne at the end of April. And then next October, we're going to be doing West Side Story for this giant Bernstein Fest, which is very exciting. I'd like to introduce Anna Whiteway, who's a second-year master's student. And where are you from, Anna?
I grew up in Wisconsin.
And Anna worked on a role at Martina Arroyo's summer program in New York City, and we're going to share an aria from that right now. Tell us a little bit about this role, Anna.
The role, well, the song is like one of the most famous songs in all of operatic repertoire. It's O mio babbino caro. And this summer, I was lucky enough to be able to sing the role from which this song is from. So I learned more about the context of this famous song, and I got to be coached by really experts in the field in New York City, and it was my first time ever being to New York. And it was a wonderful experience. I got to know the opera singer Martina Arroyo, who has the foundation which hosted this program, and she's a really inspiring woman. So.
She's pleading with her father because she wants to marry this young guy that her father doesn't really want her to, and she's begging him for his permission. It kind of works for Valentine's Day. Our next piece is from a musical called Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. And our hero here, Monty, is not such a lovely Valentine. He has two relationships going on at once. This is sung by Bryce Bartu, who's a second-year DMA student. And he is in love with Claire here and has her in one room. Meanwhile, in another room, a woman is coming who has a lot of money and wants to marry him, and he's interested in marrying her for her money. So we're going to see how he deals with both sides of the situation. And these are our walls.
Mr. Navarro, could be my inclusion. I'm looking to see you and see you today. Mr. Navarro, I have arrived at a stunning conclusion, and I fear to lose my resolve if I let go of everything to say. I've decided to marry you. I decided to marry you. I decided though Henry's on that life was on for me. I have thoroughly thought through, and the man that I want is you. Though it's true there are quite a few who strongly disagree. Nevertheless, I will marry you. I can trust and pray to. Unless I am wrong, you long for love as much as I. This is quite unconventional, I admit, but why to the matter of place? And if you do not say yes, at once it will die. What's that?
That was my new manservant, just finding his way around. I'll be with you in a moment. What?
Well, what am I doing here? This could be dangerous. I discovered a magical scandal. Those scandals are risen. Must be invisible still as the key. But what's going on now? I can hear voices. I recognize Monty. But is that a woman? And if that's a woman, then what is she doing here? Is it the cousin I wish I could see? Is it cousin? I just make business and family business. None of my business. But why is she here? And I'm all bachelor. Of course, one can find out that I am here as well. But does she not realize the situation puts her reputation severely in question? The mere suggestion could cause a sensation, and I cannot hear which is anything or not to know anything should go wrong. So if I knew everyone who was dead, I decided to leave my mind on the appointment again. Look at me how my life searched me, I'm living a quick thing. I was really convinced the reason I have for silly man. So this is staring you into the strong and gentleness staring me as it should go. I'm taking a wounded bird and taught her how to fly. This is quite unconventional, is it not? Rather than turning the clocks, and so will I be your fiancé. Why don't you say the cow?
Baby, darling.
I call this day everything but harmony.
Isn't this madness? Who could foresee how much time to ruin it all? One in the parlor, one in the bedroom, nothing between them, a room in the hall. Look at Phoebe, trouble and lies, my deceit. They go much when I am Phoebe. I am a shy, thinking of Savannah, full of desire, passion and demonstrate. Not much when I was around, whom do I admire none but Phoebe, crooked and lovely. Who could it love her and heaven knows? Round and round and round it goes. How happy I am to be at your disposal, but don't think, of course, I accept your proposal.
Now it's a case.
That would be bliss.
Early but personally decided to marry you.
Phoebe.
Decided to marry you.
What? Phoebe's common sense is free. I'm grateful indeed for your gracious bestowal. Guess what? I told you I'd be here in a moment.
I think I now should go.
Oh, even so. You must go.
Great. Our next duet is a duet for two guys. One is a writer, an author, and one is the character that he creates. Skylar will be singing the role of the character, and Skylar is a second-year master's student and is singing the lead role in Sweeney Todd right now. And Zach is your first-year master's student. And Zach and I just went to a school and did an outreach program a couple weeks ago. And Zach, do you want to talk a little bit about the students? Because they were amazing.
Oh, yeah. We went to a school where they had a choir class. It was a mixture of grade levels, mainly in like the middle school age range. But this class had one wall completely lined with ukuleles. They had a little replica of a space satellite hanging up in the room. So they were already on a good start. But we taught them sort of what it takes to sing well, what it takes, some of the rudimentary things of breath, of resonance, of, you know, freeing up your voice and your body, and they ate it up. They were super creative, and I actually showed them through one of my pieces how great, how like good singing sounds, and then how not so good singing sounds, and they were quick to point out all of my faults in the not so great singing. So they were a blast.
Great. This is You're Nothing Without.
You are some gum shoe, you just don't think. Well, get this gum shoe, you come from my ink. Well, is your mouth only with 1 foot in there? So your brain only holds thoughts I put in there. Just what you are, I'll spell out. You are a novel one speck of things that fell out the last time that I kicked my brain. You are so jealous of my track record. False going to tell us your feeble act record. Your weak knees brand new, soft and unstable. One small rectangle, small like a card table. You rule at my adventures. Your rosin that are go home and soak your dentures. Your plan is no match for mine. You're nothing without me. No one would go on and on. You wouldn't exist. You'd never be missed. I tell you, you're out of my mind. But sure, your heart, your equal parts hot and low. And no one would tell me without me, you're nothing at all. You're in my plot, I'm still your creator. I call each shot, I'm your private dictator. You are so thick, you eat free sweet fiction. I'm your meal ticket, deep fiction. You low-cheeky ignorance. You haven't any shame. Hey, I'm a famous shameless, and most people don't know your name. You're nothing without me. Without me, you just disappear. Right into thin air, and no one would care or notice you ever were here. I'm up and an outside loser who's destined to fall. I'm everything you always wanted to be. Let's stick with the issue you wish you were me. You're nothing without me, you're nothing.
So we're going to jump right to our last two pieces. We have, since it's the Olympics, we kind of wanted to show you the Olympics of singing. So we're going to show you a piece by Puccini from an opera called La Rondine, in which they give a big toast, and then follow that up with a piece by Rossini. And you'll see why I say it's the Olympics of singing, because you've never seen singers sing so many words in 1 second. before we do our last number, and thank you so much for having us here. This has been a lot of fun for us. Let's have everyone introduce themselves in case I missed someone and what year you're from.
I'm Zach Bryant. I'm a first-year master's student.
I'm Jacob Baker, and I'm a second-year master's student.
From Houston, Texas.
And I'm originally from Racine, Wisconsin.
I'm Bryce Park too. I'm a second-year DMA student. I'm originally from Grand Island, Nebraska.
I'm Catherine Baker. I'm a second-year master's student, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
I'm Skylar Schlenker. I'm a second-year master's student, and I'm originally from Lyme, New Hampshire.
I'm Mary Cutwell. I am also a second-year master's student, and I am from Columbia, Missouri.
My name is Claire McCann. I'm a second-year master's student as well, and I'm originally from Plymouth, New Hampshire.
And I'm Anna Whiteway. I'm from La Crosse, Wisconsin, and I'm a second-year master's student.
And this next piece shows you what goes on in singers' heads midway through the semester.
Hello, singers. Don't leave yet. Singers, don't leave yet. For those of you who have been here before, you know that Boulder Rotary always gets the last word. And our word today is one of appreciation. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your talents with us. As Dan said, this has become one of our favorite programs, and it's such a treat for us to see how your musicianship and artistry develop from year to year, and we always welcome hearing new voices as well. You may or may not know Rotary International has been involved for more than 3 decades in a worldwide effort to eradicate polio. And in your honor, we are donating 100 doses of vaccine to that effort, and thanking you for coming today. We look forward to hearing you again next year, and maybe if some of you are moving on, we'll be hearing you live from the Met one of these days. Thank you again.
If you've ever been to the gala, there's a tradition. So if you have a white napkin, would you grab that napkin? This is what you do when they sing. So y'all can just wave your napkins. Thank you all very, very much. We appreciate having you here. At the gala, usually you have a student or a professor, and so when they do their thing, everybody goes, yay, yay for mine. So thank you all, you're all ours, and so appreciative of that. And Jeremy evidently was the great creator of that first number. So he has a man of many talents, and we're so appreciative of all that you bring to us. I'd like to, at this point, let's go to the PowerPoint, and then we have a few other housekeeping things before we part.
Rotarians and guests, and welcome to the PowerPoint for February 9th, 2018. And again, Peace and Conflict Resolution Month is February.
We believe conflict is inevitable, but so is peace. We believe Rotarians are able to provide relief. We believe there can be resolution as each of us makes our own contribution. We can help conflict cease.
Hey, and don't forget your sweetie on Valentine's Day, otherwise there may be conflict. Moving on to committee briefs. We want to thank our CU Rotary Club for creating these special Valentines for Fraser Meadows residents. Thank you to John Mozeliak for your work with these youth, and Jim Williams for your delivery of these special cards.
Next Friday, the World Community Service meeting will be here at 10:45 at the JCC. Boulder Rotary Club's annual resident scholarship program is now underway for the 2018 season. Seniors from any Boulder Valley High School are invited to apply for a scholarship. Full details are available at www.boulderrotary.org.
I liked how you said the Boulder Rotary Club. That's like the Ohio State.
Exactly.
Only better.
Right. And Garden Show is scheduled this year from February 24th to March 4th.
In previous years, the Boulder Rotary Club has volunteered to box flowers at the end of the show and help deliver them the next day to nursing homes.
We need to RSVP immediately if we wish to participate or if you want to be a leader.
Tony Martinez, Brian Nichols.
See Marty if you're interested.
Reefer, the devil's lettuce.
But actually, Daryl, a lot of my patients are saying that the CBD oils are really helping their arthritis.
Huh. Well, hopefully we can find out more in next week's program on February 16th, Sal.
I'm sure that Laura Borgelt, PharmD, will help us figure out marijuana, real medication, or just recreation.
Be here next week. The program was much better when Mike Brady was doing it. We want to congratulate our District Rotary Leadership Institute attendees.
Nancy and Charlotte, Lindsay and Yanni, thank you, and congratulations for attending the Rotary Leadership Institute this past weekend.
Put that knowledge to great use in Rotary. Serve humanity. This has been the Boulder Rotary Club's PowerPoint for February 9th, 2018. This could very well be the year that we eradicate polio from this planet. So we want you to have a great weekend.
Thank you, Daryl and Sally. It's also American Heart Month. For those of you that might want to get out and do a little exercising tomorrow, walk with the doc at 8 o'clock. Jancy and I'll be going around in circles at the practice facility on campus, and it might be a safe, dry place to be in the morning if you're so inspired. On your tables, you'll find this sign about the caring committee. Cassidy is going to be doing these for the different committees, and we appreciate your taking a look, because you might find something you'd like to be a part of, and particularly with caring committee, that committee is only as good as the information that comes to it. We'd like to support our members in the best of times and some of those that are challenging. The thank you today goes to Gary Berg and Alessandro for the tall guys greeting you when you came in. It was a height requirement today. Tom Chesney, Charlotte, Rome, and Lindsay Sachs. Sue, I think Lounsbury was there overseeing, and Jean Lindeke, all part of getting everybody reported and scanned in, and we appreciate that. And then Nathan and John Lehman, Fred Hull, and Wendy over there. Emily was going to get to be the mic runner, but I don't think we had any running to do, so we'll pick that one up another time. And then Cassidy, thank you for pitching in for the raffle. We appreciate that help and support. Jean Bedell wanted me to let you all know it's on the back of the agenda. On the 21st is a meeting at the 710 Rotary Club. This is in Westminster. And the program is going to be given by a gentleman, Alvin Law. And he is an inspirational presenter. So if that's something of interest, I do have the flyer here, which I'd be glad to share with you about that. Yes, ma'am. He has no arms. And so this, have you heard him speak before, I believe? Or maybe some of you have? Probably some of life's challenges, we have no idea. But that's the nature of the fellow and presumably his program. Also, if you are a journaler, those happen to be in the back basket. If you were looking for a Hershey Kiss today, I have no Hershey Kisses. You should find on the table some, they're not even hugs, but anyway, they're squares. So I would be very happy if you would take them home and have a little chocolate fix on us. And at this point, do we have other items that should be mentioned today? Anybody want to make announcements, proclamations, celebrations? Okay, well, hearing none, I'm going to give you about 8 minutes start on the weekend. Have a wonderful one. Thanks for being here. The best place to be on a Friday.